Love is supposed to feel safe, warm, and comforting. But for many people it doesn't. When someone gets too close, instead of feeling secure, you feel uneasy. You pull away. You overthink. You begin to find reasons why it won't work. Or you convince yourself that you just need more space. You might even tell yourself that you're better off alone. But deep down, you crave connection. You want someone to truly understand you, to see you, to love you, and yet, when that love appears, you retreat. This strange contradiction, wanting love but fearing it, is what psychologists call the fear of intimacy. It's one of the most misunderstood emotional struggles, because it hides behind logic and excuses. You tell yourself you're protecting your peace, but what you're really protecting is your fear. The truth is, most people who fear intimacy aren't afraid of others. They're afraid of being seen completely. Flaws, scars, insecurities, and all. Body. Where the fear begins. Our fear of intimacy doesn't start in adulthood. It begins quietly in childhood. As children, we learn about love not through words but through experience. If you grew up in an environment where your emotions were dismissed, your needs ignored, or your affection rejected, your brain learned a dangerous lesson. Love is unpredictable. Maybe you cried and no one came. Maybe you opened up and were shamed for being too sensitive. Or maybe you learned that love came with conditions. You were valued only when you were useful or obedient. Over time, your mind makes a connection. Being close leads to being hurt. So, to survive, you began to hide parts of yourself. You became emotionally independent, maybe even detached. That pattern doesn't disappear with age. It transforms. As an adult, when someone gets emotionally close, your subconscious mind rings alarm bells. It whispers, "Don't go there, it's not safe." So you push them away, not because you don't care, but because your nervous system remembers what it felt like to be hurt. The mask of control. Many people who struggle with intimacy also carry a deep need for control. Control feels like safety. When you manage the distance, you manage the risk. You might notice yourself doing subtle things, pulling back when someone gets too close, shifting the topic when emotions rise, or keeping conversations light and safe. Sometimes you may even find yourself drawn to emotionally unavailable partners because their distance protects you from the vulnerability you secretly fear. This isn't weakness, it's self-protection. Your mind learned that safety comes from staying in control. Predictability feels comforting even if it costs you connection. But control, though it feels strong, quietly reinforces loneliness. It builds walls that may shield you from pain, yet also block the warmth of closeness. Over time, the same armor that once kept you safe becomes a cage that limits your ability to feel loved and truly seen. The truth is, control is a response to old wounds, moments when you once felt powerless, unseen, or betrayed. So you began to believe that if you just managed everything perfectly, you could prevent pain from happening again. But love doesn't thrive in control, it thrives in trust. The more you tighten your grip, the further intimacy slips away. Letting go doesn't mean losing safety. It means creating space for genuine connection. When you start allowing life and people to surprise you, you open the door to real love, the kind that doesn't demand perfection, only presence. The fear of being truly seen. At its core, intimacy means exposure. It means letting someone see not the version of you that you show the world, but the one that cries, doubts, and breaks inside. That's terrifying for someone who spent years trying to appear fine. You might worry that if people saw the real you, your fears, your flaws, your past, they'd walk away. So you create a character, confident, composed, independent. But love doesn't thrive in performance. Real connection only happens when both people show up authentically. And authenticity is the very thing the fearful mind avoids. This fear of being seen often hides behind perfectionism. You tell yourself you'll be ready for love once you fix yourself, once you heal enough, once you deserve it. But that's just another wall. The truth is, love isn't about perfection, it's about honesty. How fear shows up in relationships. You might think your relationships fail because of bad timing, incompatibility, or bad luck. But often it's this fear of intimacy quietly shaping your behavior. You may find yourself avoiding deep conversations, feeling uncomfortable with affection, or sabotaging relationships just when they start to feel serious. Sometimes this fear doesn't push people away directly. It attracts the wrong kind of people. You may unconsciously seek partners who are emotionally distant because it feels familiar. It mirrors the emotional climate of your childhood. That's why even when someone truly cares, you might not trust it. It feels foreign, almost suspicious. And so the cycle repeats. You long for closeness, but when it appears, you run. You crave love, but your inner child fears it. The heart says yes, but the nervous system screams no. The psychology behind healing the fear of intimacy, isn't about forcing yourself to open up overnight. It's about understanding why your mind resists it. Your fear is not irrational, it once protected you, but what protected you then now limits you. The first step is awareness. Notice the patterns without judgment. When you feel the urge to pull away, pause. Ask yourself, what am I actually afraid of right now? Sometimes the answer is rejection. Sometimes it's a loss. And sometimes it's the fear of depending on someone again. The next step is allowing small doses of vulnerability. You don't have to share everything. Start with honesty, with yourself and others. Admit when you're scared. Speak your truth even if your voice shakes. Vulnerability builds emotional safety over time. It teaches your nervous system. The closeness doesn't always lead to pain. Therapists often say that intimacy isn't found, it's built. It requires consistency, empathy, and patience. You can't heal what you keep hiding, and you can't receive the love you keep rejecting. True healing begins when you stop fighting your fear and start listening to it. Every fear carries a story, a memory of when closeness once hurt you. Instead of suppressing that story, bring compassion to it. Healing doesn't mean erasing the past. It means creating new experiences that teach your mind a different truth. Bit by bit, as you practice trust and emotional openness, the walls begin to soften, and one day, without realizing it, you'll notice that love no longer feels like danger, it feels like home. The truth is, love isn't what hurts us. It's our unhealed memories that make love feel dangerous. The heart's natural state is connection, but when the past still echoes inside us, we mistake comfort for danger and distance for safety. If you struggle with intimacy, remember this. Your fear doesn't mean you're broken, it means you once loved deeply and got hurt. It means you cared enough to build walls because at some point love didn't feel safe. But healing begins when you realize that not everyone will repeat your past. Some people will meet your honesty with warmth, your flaws with grace, and your vulnerability with protection. The courage to love again isn't about trusting others blindly. It's about trusting yourself, trusting that you can survive closeness, that you can set boundaries, that you can be seen and still be safe. Because intimacy isn't the absence of fear. It's the decision to stay open even when you're afraid. So next time your heart tells you to pull away, pause. Maybe it's not a warning, maybe it's an invitation to step beyond your fear and finally experience what love truly feels like. If this resonated, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more insights on healing and personal growth.